Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another couple of cards. These are going to be more contemporary looking cards, and they're pretty easy, so I thought you'd like them. They're kind of a multimedia kind of thing because I use some gel pens, and so let's get into it right away here. I've drawn a soft number 3 here. It's really light, so I'm not sure if you can see it on the card. And I'm wetting around that number 3. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And, you know, as I always say, in fact, the less perfect it is, the nicer it is, I think. So I'm dropping in, this is Antwerp Blue. I chose this because it's a cool blue and it's also very transparent. So that's what I wanted. It looks icy cold to me, this color. So I'm just dropping it in around, as you can probably see from the photo in the intro, that this will end up being a snowman. So now the fun part is opposite the front, I'm putting the shadow on the back of the snowman. So the front of the snowman is emphasized by kind of shadow in front of them, and then the back is emphasized by the shadow on the inside of them. So I thought I just liked the look of it. I thought it was fun. And I'm doing the head. I only have them in 2 pieces. Some you can do 3 if you like. And the darkest part of him will be the very back and the very bottom of his, say, his jaw and his bum, where he meets the snow. If snowmans even have bums. I just said snowmans. Sorry. If snowmen's have them. Okay, that's enough. I haven't had any eggnog, I promise. Okay, so I'm just softening these edges, and it's the most simple card you're going to make. It's just so fun and fast. I had to get a couple of quick ones made. So I'm taking that same color, very, very watery, and I'm very gently grazing over the bottom, just so it looks like he's sitting on a hill of snow. It's very, very simple. And we're going to embellish this with metallic gel pens later. So if you don't have those, you can always use sparkly paint, or if you don't have those, you don't have to use any. So now this side is going to be a tree, like a Christmas tree, and it's going to look like an upside down ice cream cone. So all I did was very lightly trace that in pencil. And I'm doing the same as I did with the snowman. I'm putting in the Antwerp Blue in front of it to highlight that part of the tree, one side of the tree, and the other side of the tree I'm going to put in shadow. It's kind of an interesting look, I thought. You could do this. I tried this doing it with a rabbit too, and it worked. It's just a little more complicated, and so of course it's not as quick, but it is doable. So you can do it with many simple shapes as long as they're not too complicated. I'm sure you can do it with a complicated shape, but why would you want to? And I'm doing the same thing as I did with the snowman, except there's only one line. Now, if you notice, up at the top, there's less shadow up there. And when you come down the side here, there's a bit more because the tree is rounded in the front. Hope that makes sense. And you know, folks out there who comment and like my videos, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. It really does. It really, really does. Okay, just softening everything up. And we're going to let this dry. I'm also going to put this on a kind of like a hill of snow. I think this is going to be more even than the snowman is kind of on a slanted hill, and this is not so much. And because I'm going to embellish this with a bit of white paint after, I can put a little more blue. Now, I'm mixing Antwerp blue and indigo. Indigo is semi-transparent, so it's not completely transparent, but it is still, it's still a nice color to work with. And I'm painting the snowman's hat, and you can see that easy swervy line that I did. It doesn't have to be straight. In fact, if it's not straight, like I said, it looks better. So there's the I'm doing the top part of his hat. I don't know if this is a fedora or not. I haven't decided. It's just kind of something fun, a fun shape. And the darkest part of this hat is going to be underneath the brim of the hat, and then there's going to be dark behind on the back of him. Just like the back of his body's in shadow, so will the back of that hat be. And it's just these very subtle little things. Of course, it's a snowman. It doesn't have to look like, snowmen aren't real, so there is no realistic looking snowman out there. So this is all on you, all your imagination. You use what colors you like. Now, do you see where I put my shadows? And it makes it look like there's a dip in the top of the hat, and so the part that comes back up has light on it, and it's very simple. It's really, really simple. And if the video is going too slow, I know in the settings you can, excuse me, if it's going too fast, I know in the settings you can change the speed of the video. I learned that fairly recently. Same color I'm going in with the eye. I haven't drawn anything ahead of time, but if you're more comfortable doing that, then do so. So for his carrot nose, I used cadmium orange and a little bit of cadmium yellow, just because my orange is really quite dark, and I wasn't sure how this was going to go. These colors are I believe they're semi-opaque. If you have any questions about that, those comments I'm making, you can let me know and I'll answer you. So it's kind of good to use semi-opaque colors when you're painting over another color. So as you can see, that yellow that I just put on there is actually covering the blue, that yellowy orange. So I'm just trying to make the top of the carrot look a slight bit lighter than the bottom of the carrot, so it just looks round. And I was going to use Scarlet Red, and then I changed to Winsor Red for his little mouth. I don't know, I haven't decided if they're some kind of fruit or berry, or they're just his mouth. And I used that same red on the tree to look like lights or some kind of red decor. It's not too, you can choose any colors you like for this. I thought that the red was a nice complement. It stood out well on the blue and white background. I'm using a thin number 2 brush for most of this painting, because it's small. This paper is, I think it's each piece is 4 by 6, so it's pretty small. Same color to use the indigo and Antwerp for the branch arms and his little fingers there. And as you can see, I put zero thought into that. I just squiggled a line and made 3 fingers, and I think it looks just fine. I think I'm touching up his nose on the bottom here because I can see the blue paint beneath it. But as I said, if you cover it a couple of times, you won't see the blue anymore. So I decided with the tree, unlike the snowman, who takes up more space, to make another tree in the back behind this one. So I do the same thing, except it's a little bit easier because there's a whole tree in front of it. So I only have a partial tree to do. And Antwerp blue also seems to come off very well of the paper. So does ultramarine when you need to remove paint. Ultramarine is a great blue to use because it doesn't stain your paper. A lot of colors are staining, and I'm still because I use a lot of the same colors all the time, I don't know all of them, but you do find out the hard way, because if you need to remove some, you'll see the difficulty you'll have with certain shades. So if you want easy removal, ultramarine's good. I have no trouble with this Antwerp blue. I know phthalo blue is very staining. Very, very staining. So here I'm using my red metallic pen, going around all those red dots I painted. And I know that you probably can't see too well in the video, but they have a nice shine, these metallic gel pens. So I decide not to paint the red dots on the back tree and just go in straight with the gel pen. So here is Holly on his hat. I put a couple of red berries on his hat and some green leaves. That's my green metallic pen. And with the silver, I'm doing a band right along the bottom of the, I don't know what you call that part of the hat, but you see where I put it. Somebody tell me in the comments if you know. And here's the little lines in a carrot. The little dirt lines, I guess. The stuff we peel off. And he looks like a happy festive snowman. You could put salt in the background too. You don't have to rush this. As you know, there's making videos. I don't want to give you the idea that every painting you do should be this fast. It's our challenge is to make a nice painting for you to want to get an idea from, and to show you how I do it, but I don't want you to be bored either. So it has to be a certain speed, and you know, I don't want you to sit here for an hour and a half watching me do these cards when all the strokes are pretty similar. So as you can see, I'm adding some snow just above all those blue lines that I made. And I'm writing in Merry Christmas, and the other one is Happy Holidays. I do it in pencil first because I tend to write slanted, and I'm sure we're all kind of guilty of that. So do it in pencil first if you're worried. I mean, no one's going to say anything. This is my family. They don't really care. They won't mind one bit. They'll think they're adorable. So I went in with some silver metallic pen, and I did that across some of the snow, and I made some snowflakes in the background of the snowman. And instead of snowflakes, I wanted to do something different here. So I'm doing, say, a number 6 with a swirl in the middle, and then I'm going in the opposite direction and doing it. And I try to vary the size of all of them so they don't, one doesn't look exactly like the other. And there's some snow I'm doing. And I'm going to show you how I assemble the cards. I have this paper cutter. They sell them at Walmart and office supply stores, and probably online now. I've had this for so long, it must be 20 years old. So online wasn't a thing 20 years ago. So I just cut it in half. And I have this, oh, what am I doing here? Oh yes, I am painting some of that blue around the edge of the cards because I'm going to glue these onto larger cardstock. It's a little bit larger, so I just wanted it to have a differentiation, like a little bit of a frame around it. And I did the red on the other card. Now I thought what would look beautiful. These cards are kind of fun, but you could really make them elegant if you use like red with gold paint, or that would be beautiful. I think I might try that next. So there's my cardstock. And I measure out what looks to be even on all sides just by eye. I don't go and get a ruler out or anything. And I mark the corners. Just two on, both on the top and one on the bottom. And then this is my glue tape. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they're wonderful. And you just kind of glide them along. Now, instead of taping my painting, I'm taping this only because the painting's probably still a little damp. So I didn't want to put it face down for too long and cause any blotching. Which that Mary, you can see my Merry Christmas is a little blotchy, but I do fix that up later on. It's a long story, but that's what happened. I put my finger in it when it was damp. So there they both are. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I hope you give it a try. If you did like it, please consider giving me a like and subscribing to my channel. Happy watercoloring. Bye bye.